Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
Give me some of that dating foolishness.
Will do, sir.
Do you think that the pandemic has changed dating? Did the pandemic affect dating?
For me personally, yes, it did.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, young people are a disaster. No, we don't know how to talk to each other.
Did the pandemic make dating more difficult? Did the pandemic make it harder to find a mate? Or are New Yorkers just looking for love in all the wrong places? Welcome to Management Highlights Daily. CBS New York hit the streets and asked New Yorkers some questions about that dating foolishness. Let's talk about it. Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do. Because we manning.
Thank you for joining me. Are New Yorkers looking for love in all the wrong places? Did the pandemic make it harder to find a mate? People are weighing in on your point. Do you think the pandemic affected dating?
Yes, I think so.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Dating? Yes, a lot, yes.
Dating? I'm not sure.
Do you think that the pandemic has changed dating? Did the pandemic affect dating?
For me personally, yes, it did.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, young people are a disaster. No, we don't know how to talk to each other.
I think it made us even more online than we already are.
Well, it's all on the internet now. It's not, you don't meet girls in bars anymore.
So is that a good thing or a bad thing? Internet versus bar, which is better?
Oh, well, that's a kind of good thing because I don't drink.
I think it just made us comfortable with solitude and self-indulgent laziness.
I like that. I appreciate her choice of words. Comfortable with solitude, self-indulgence, and laziness really makes sense, especially in relationships. These are the very things that stand in contrast to what you need. And that's the key word, need. Modern Western women often prioritize independence, focusing on education and career before considering starting a family. This might lead to delaying family-related decisions until their late 20s or early 30s. Despite the focus on independence, the pandemic highlighted that women still desire attention and intimacy. Women's desire for physical intimacy does not depend on marriage or a traditional relationship. And that's why you have all of these situationships that emphasize the benefits of a relationship, such as romance and companionship, without the traditional commitment of a formal relationship or marriage. The pandemic made men realize that they could be independent and self-sufficient without depending on or forming relationships with women. So the pandemic accelerated cultural changes, emphasizing concepts like solitude, self-indulgence, and laziness.
If you're looking for love, is it harder or easier to meet someone?
I would say a little harder.
It's definitely becoming a little bit harder.
In some ways, yes. I think that we're able to meet so many more people, so it gives us too many options.
Post-pandemic, I feel like it's becoming easier. I see my community being more outside more often, so we are more open to just mingle.
Harder.
How come?
Because I feel like it's really hard to communicate. Like communication now, it's a big problem because everything is on the phone.
Harder.
In what way?
Because you don't have... None of the wine bars actually made it to the pandemic. I don't know if you noticed that on the Upper West Side. So it's like...
So it's harder because you can't...
Harder.
I stopped dating altogether.
Why?
I don't want to say my age, but I'm getting older and I just feel like it is getting harder. And on top of that, I just don't want to waste any more time.
The wall is undefeated. We just made a video about Halle Berry saying she is her best self at 56 years old. Biology says, I don't think so. This woman got a reality check after she figured out men are not willing to commit to her. So now she doesn't want to waste her time anymore. She's been wasting her freaking time the moment she hit her prime. And this is part of the problem.
You know, that's what I say. Own wherever you are. That's where I'm at. If you're in your 20s, own that. Own the era of exploration. Earn the era of real curiosity. Earn the era of trying to figure out who you are. Take your time and figure yourself out. You don't have to be rushed. You don't have to be forced. It's not a race. If you're in your mid-30s, don't be bogged down by you have to have children by a certain age. You decide when you want to have children. And by the way, if you want to have children.
Modern Western society doesn't teach women how to be responsible and does not prepare women for old age. This Forever 21 mentality, living in the moment and dealing with problems later. Why do you think 1 in 10 women have credit card debt? Women have the most student loan debt, and it seems like repayments are starting back in October. And to take it a step further, most women do not look like Halle Berry. Most people look average, just like this woman right here. And they take the attention from men for granted until the well runs dry. Or when a pandemic hits.
What's the best thing about a first date?
I'd say the initial newness of it.
It's when they pay. I'm
Getting ready? Feeling sexy?
That's a good question. What is my last first date? When was that?
What's the best thing about a first date?
You wanna go for a date?
No.
Then we'll explain.
Woo! That was cold. I mean, this is the experience of 80-90% of guys. They are rejected to the point of not even trying. Pure gold.
What's the best thing about a first date?
Just the conversation.
What's the worst thing?
The conversation.
What's the worst thing?
When they turn out to be disasters, I suppose.
If you don't like the person, you're stuck with them all night.
Yeah, that could be a problem, right? What advice do you have for somebody looking for a partner?
Take your time.
Take your time. Really take your time.
Listen to your intuition as much as possible.
Love yourself first. Really know what you like, and that will filter out all of the BS.
Be yourself. You gotta be honest.
I'm not a fan of the just be yourself advice. If being yourself is not getting you the results that you want, then just be yourself is not good advice. See it like a system that you need to upgrade or update so you can be the best version of yourself. For example, think about a computer software. If it's not performing as expected, you wouldn't just leave it as it is and hope for the best. You'd look for ways to optimize it, update it, and make it run more efficiently. Similarly, personal growth involves recognizing areas that might need refinement and actively working to enhance them. It's about becoming the most authentic and improved version of who you are. Just make sure the juice is worth the squeeze.
What advice would you give for somebody who's looking for a partner?
Be brave. Just be brave and believe in yourself. And don't pretend to be somebody else.
Manosphere reworking. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.